In this video, we'll be looking at addition strategies. The first strategy we'll be looking at is the Make 10 approach. So for the Make 10 approach, its goal is to make adding numbers easier. The way that we do this is by taking one of our numbers from our addition problem and making it into a multiple of 10. So for instance, making it into 10, 20, 30, 40, etc. So for this problem, we're going to start off basic, and the first thing we need to do is make one of these numbers into a multiple of 10. So the first one is 7, and that's the closest to 10, so we can make the 7 into a 10. And to do that, we had to add 3 to 7. And the only way to get that 3 is to take it away from 5. So 5 minus 3, and now becomes 2. And 10 plus 2 is 12. So that's a simple way to do the Make 10 approach. As you can see, we took that 7, made it into a 10, and the only way to do that is by taking that amount, which was 3, from 5. And we got the same answer that we would as if we added 7 and 5. Now we're going to do 2 more problems, and they'll get a little bit more difficult with each one. So for the next problem, we will look at 35 plus 17. So we want to get our first number to a multiple of 10. Now the closest multiple of 10 to 35 is 40. But to get 35 to 40, we had to add 5, which means that we now must take 5 away from 17. So 17 minus 5 is 12. So the problem now becomes 40 plus 12, which is 52. Now in our last problem, we can see how we can even break the problem up into more Make 10 approaches. We can do more than one Make 10. So for the last problem, we'll do 67 plus 42. Now, first we'll get 67 to 70. And to do that, we had to add 3 onto 67, which means we had to take 3 away from 42. So 42 minus 3 is 39. But now, even if that still is a little bit complicated, we can break this down into more Make 10 approaches. We can bring down the 70, and we can break down 39 into another multiple of 10 and something smaller. So we could make it into 30 plus 9. And here we could add the 70 and the 30 first, which would give us 100. And then we can bring down the 9. And that'll give us 109 as our answer. So to review the Make 10 approach, what we do is we take the largest number and we make it into a multiple of 10, such as 10, 20, 30, 40. And to do that, we have to take away the same amount from the second number. So to make 67 into 70, I had to add 3, which means I needed to take away 3 from 42. And we can do this we can continue to do this so on. In this video, we'll be reviewing another strategy for addition or subtraction using a number line, and this one will be specifically for subtraction. So to use a number line to model subtraction, we first need to know what our problem is. So for this case, our problem is going to be 10 minus 4. So to start off, I made a basic number line starting at 0 and ending at 10, because our biggest number is 10. So this is very simple. All you do is you look at how many you're subtracting. So we're taking away 4. So we start at the biggest number that we're taking away from, and we just count backwards. So we're going to go backwards from 10, 4 spaces. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And when we look 4 spaces back, that is 6. So 10 minus 4 equals 6. So you can also use the number line with more complex problems. So we're going to look at a more complex problem using the number line. So again, we draw a basic number line. And for this problem, we're going to do 42 minus 27. So we're going to start off with our larger number, which is 42. And then we're going to see where we get to by subtracting 27. So to do this, what we need to do is we break up our 27. We can't do what we did in the first problem by just counting backwards by ones, because that would take quite a while. So we can break up 27 into a few different segments. We can break it up into, we can break it up by tens, or we could break it up by 20 and 7. So for this example, I'm going to break it up by tens. So 42 minus 10 will give me 32. Take away another 10. That'll give me 22. So we've taken away 20. All we have left to take away now is 7. So 22 minus 7 is 15. So our answer is 15. So again, if you're dealing with bigger numbers, both two-digit numbers possibly, you just start at the bigger number that you're subtracting from, and then you can break up the number you're taking away. Instead of counting it by ones, you can break it up into tens, into fives, or however is most convenient. So to do an even more complex problem, we're going to deal with numbers in the hundreds. So for this problem, we're going to do 525 minus 340. So we'll start off again with our number line. And at the end is going to be 525. So since we're dealing with hundreds, just like we broke up the second number in our last problem into tens, we can break up 300 into also multiples of 10, but we can do it in a larger scale. We can break it up even by hundreds. So we know we can definitely take 100 from 525. So minus 100, that'll bring us to 425. We can take away another 100, which will bring us to 325. And then we can take yet another 100, which will take us to 225. Now we've taken away 300, which means we still have 40 left to take. We're at 225, so it might be a little bit difficult to just take 40 away from 25, or from 225. So we can even break that up. We could break up 40 into tens or into 20s. So I'm going to break it up into 20s. So if we take away 20 from 225, that leaves us with 205. And then if we take away another 20, that'll leave us with 185. So we get our answer is 185.